All right, here we are with Legacy Series number 6, and this
Seven.
is this is Dr. Bob's car. We saw last month it was red, 1970 Chevelle SS
It's still
red
red
Chevelle.
right here.
It is it?
Just barely. Just barely.
Yeah.
Just
She
barely.
is
There's
looking a lot different. You guys have been huffing and puffing on this one.
Yeah, we wound up hanging new quarters and a roof skin on it. It was kind of messed up here in the front. A couple spots we weren't anticipating. We got all that stuff handled. A couple little rust spots here and there. Got all the floor cut out. We are moments away from taking this body off the fixture that we have and installing it on the powder coated chassis.
Okay. Now, for some people that might be watching this, and this might be a little scary to see this thing cut out like this, maybe like explain the process here to let people know like where you're sitting with this, to where like obviously you've done this a bunch of times.
Yeah, this is the third one we've done in this fashion. So we trim the inside of the floors out to the I guess the pinch weld. So we trim all of that out in here, and this will slide over the frame rails. And so we true up all this sheet metal and get it all nice so that when we lift the body up, the frame rail will slide right over, and that flange will sit right on this edge and get welded to it. So we powder coat the whole frame beforehand so everything's nice. Grind the spots where it gets welded and spot welded off. Slide to clean up the inside of those rockers and paint and seal those. Slide it on and good to go.
So once the body is joined with the chassis that has the floor, that's when it becomes a unibody car, Chevelle. Because I know there was a couple comments that people were like, well, how is that a unibody? But that's the process to convert it to a unibody.
Yeah, you would convert it to a unibody and it will forever, I mean, I guess you could cut it out. I don't know why you would.
Right.
But if you, yeah. So it would slide up inside, and once the body's joined to the chassis, so it would get welded at the back of the frame and then along the rockers on each side. Then the firewall goes in and sits to here, welds to the tunnel, and then welds to the whole rest of the car. So the firewall would come up and weld to this flange, because this whole firewall will get removed once the body's on the chassis. So once the body's on the chassis, then we can remove this. This is just kept for stability along with the structure inside there. And so that allows everything to sit on back on the chassis, put a new firewall in it that we have already designed with all the bracketry and everything, put it in here and weld it to the trans tunnel, the car, and the top of the toe boards. Then we fit these and trim these down to meet the existing wheel tubs. And so this is your mini tub with your frame transitions to go from the chassis to the wheel tubs. And because they're not attached, it gives us a little bit of flexibility to land all those. And it's a pretty quick process, really.
So for a Chevelle owner, what kind of, I mean, this modification, I guess maybe let's back up. What was Dr. Bob's intent for the car, why he got a Chevelle, and why he wanted to have this transformation done? What was his intent?
His intent was to be able to drive the car, and then as he studied up on, you know, what he could do to the stock Chevelles and what the advantages are with the rear suspension in this and the front suspension and the gain of interior room, the quietness that will gain, the torsional strength that it'll gain, all those types of things that fit in the car became the advantage of why he wanted to go the direction of a legacy car.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really nice, you know, red Chevelle, but obviously just like anything else, you just, it's sometimes once you're into it this far, it's just better just to go ahead and replace the quarter panels and just make it even nicer.
Well, because it's just quicker. There was already there was some small dents in it, a lot of small stuff, and it's just easier to replace that than it is to try and deal with this and deal with the warpage of moving this around and the warpage of moving that around. Just hang some new quarters and you're good. I mean, you can see that, I mean, in a month's time, this is where we're at. We've taken the car, replaced those panels, set all that stuff on there, and we got everything ready to go back onto this chassis. I mean, in 6 weeks of time, we will have replaced the small damage stuff with what seems like major stuff that really isn't, but it gives you straighter stuff to deal with in the body shop, and put it on the chassis, and you're home free.
So essentially, you're restoring to the next level this Chevelle, all the body panels and everything, And it's not needed to do this chassis, but because of the condition, it's might as well go ahead and just handle it all now, because you don't want to pull the car back apart later on down the road.
No.
I mean, if someone brings you a perfectly patina, or I mean, great example, Greg's Goldie.
Yes.
If someone brought you a perfect patinaed car that was perfect, you could just literally cut the car open just like this, the floor out of it, and put it on this chassis.
Put it on there. And the only thing you would have to do if you want to get rid of the spot welded rockers is we make these rocker extensions that just make the frame the same length as the spot welded rockers at the spot welded pinch weld on there. It makes the same length, but it gets rid of those ugly the ugly pinch weld.
So that would be the only fabrication and repaint area that would have to be touched up.
Yeah, so you would just spot in the lower rockers, which no one's going to see anyways.
Yeah.
And put that part on the car.
Yeah, in which this car is getting all of that, obviously.
It's getting all that, so it was never a concern.
Yeah, not a concern. So let's go over the benefits of what you get with this chassis, you know, for the people that are just jumping in and on this project, because now we're just the second episode into it. What's the advantages with this chassis?
Well, everything comes this way. So transmission tunnel is already in for a 10-speed or T56, the two biggest transmissions you can get. Transmission hole could be determined, cut out easily. We can order the chassis for a manual transmission where the hole's already in it. Drive shaft tunnel is already in it. Independent rear suspension, that's the narrower IRS, so you can have some lip on the rear wheels. Seat mounts are in it, and seat mounts are probably 2.5 inches lower than stock. Floorboards are in with more toe board room. Everything just becomes more spacious and set down in the car and stronger.
Yeah, so this is a Roadstershop fast track chassis with the IRS, and then you guys, Ironworks,
Yes,
and joined with Roadstershop, made this floor pan setup.
yeah, we just came up with the concept of, I mean, I had the idea of doing this, and because we've done this to some custom cars.
You've been doing this for years.
We've been doing this
even
for a while, to the
Nova.
Cuda, to the Nova, to different cars that we've had around here. I've done it for a long time, and we just set this up as a production part to gain room. Basically, it's just because I'm a giant and didn't fit in anything that it became an option to, you know, think of a way that you could actually fit the giant in the car. And in doing that, everyone else was like, yeah, that's great. Like, I don't need as much room as you do, but man, it really makes everything just a lot more comfortable.
So more head space because you're sitting down lower in the car, great seating position in the car for driving. And then at the same time, you know, you can buy one of these chassis from your website and have it shipped to your door, to where if you have a car that's got cancer on the floor, it just knocks out labor and finding someone to have to take the car to for all the
well,
sheet metal.
And if you buy a car, now it lowers the bar of what's needed to buy a car. Ideally, you want to find one that has rusted floors so you can beat the guy up on the price. And then the rockers and everything from there up is like perfect. And so you can install that part. And we're actually getting to the point now where we will install the body on the car for you.
So it's probably better to you just, instead of having the chassis shipped and then you finding somewhere back east for it to be done, just ship the car here.
Just because we've done a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And so we're getting to the point of naming the price, of just going, hey, we will install the body from here, and then you can choose your options on that. And we'll send it back to you where it's got our console mounted. It's got the dash bar in it. It's got everything you need in it to build a legacy car. Inner fender wells, everything's set in the car. And then we can send it back to you and you can finish the rest of it, or you can send it to another shop or whatever you want to do.
And just put things in perspective, because our videos, they drop and they upload at different times of the month and everything. But to put in perspective, that car was red with paint on it and in complete, like it was a factory chassis, factory floor. Everything was, it was torn down a little bit, disassembled, but it was still a car.
It drove off the transporter's truck and into the backyard a month ago.
So, and obviously right now he was scheduled properly to you know, get the shop time and everything. But for sake of argument, if you wanted to ship a car, you can have one of these turned around with the proper scheduling. You can have one turned around and shipped back to someone within how long?
2 months.
Yeah. And then they can be assembling the rest of the car.
Yeah, and then you can put the rest of it, because we already got it set up for inner fender wells. We've got firewalls. We have all those parts and pieces. We know roughly where to trim these pieces and where to weld that stuff in. And then we can send, but you know, if your car needs some other repairs, say you get it apart and you're like, oh, I didn't know I was going to need a quarter. We can hang the quarter for you. We can get those things done.
Basically like you're doing over here.
And then send the car back to you ready to go.
Yeah, ready for a paint shop.
Yeah.
Ready for assembly and whatnot.
Yeah.
So what is the next steps here with this Chevelle?
Oh, really? We're just cleaning up the inside of the rockers, getting all that goop and gunk off there, and then getting ready to slide it on the chassis. We'll probably do it Monday sometime, something like that, to get it on there and get everything prepped to start, getting everything prepped to start epoxy primering the body itself.
Okay, and then you're going to assemble this car in epoxy primer, and then make sure everything's golden and done with the car, and then disassemble it to go to the paint shop.
Yeah, we already have all the brackets cut for the center console. We already have the firewall cut. We've got all the brackets cut for the pumps and coolers and everything that indexes on the front of the chassis. The exhaust is already done. All those types of things. Fuel lines are all made. All that stuff is done. And so we know it all fits on the car, and we'll be able to move forward with that.
Okay. Any other notables that we want to mention about this body, the work that's been done?
No, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. Just replace the roof skin, replace the quarters, graphed it, got rid of the seams that join the whatever the rear window panel is to this, so there's no joint there. And then we've joined these together nicely in the trunk. Just did a few little custom touches here and there to make it all fit, and then we've just cut everything else out to get ready to install it on the chassis.
Okay.
Next month when you come back, all the firewall will be in it, everything else, so it'll be welded to the floor. It might even be epoxy primered.
Nice. Okay. Well,
lickety split.
Let's tell everyone how to get a hold of you, and
the best way is just to email us on our website. Just follow the contact us form on there, and that'll send you through where we can get a couple questions from you if you're looking for parts or what you're looking for, and get an idea if you're looking for a Chevelle, whether you're looking for whatever kind of build you're looking to do.
Okay.
And we will get back to you immediately. We don't answer the phone because we're just busy working. There's no sense having someone there to do it. If you leave a message, we'll call you back. Might take a day or so for us to get the message, because we check the messages once a day. But other than that, the best way, like I said, is just to email us.
You are here.
We're just
fully working. Just, yeah, it's not an in and out like service shop to where you have to be doing daily phone calls and answering.
Everything's
stuff
scheduled.
Like that. Different.
And you'll find if you email me, somebody's going to email you back within a few hours, unless it's midnight.
Okay, well, if you guys like this project, this one right here, we're going to be doing series once a month videos on it to basically just updates and everything. So if you have any questions about this one or any of the other Chevelles or any other projects, reach out to Roger here. He'll get back to you and talk about your build, your future plans with a car that you have.
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a good day.